Hey everybody, Brian7474 here, and we're back again to learn how to make gold, but this time with the skinning profession in Classic World of Warcraft. Although skinning is a very popular profession, there's still many different spots to make gold while leveling up, and today I'm going to show you some of those spots that I've found. These are going to be spots that will range in terms of appropriate level pretty widely, between level 25 and level 60. Yes, there is going to be a part 2 featuring more level 60 exclusive spots, but there will also be at least 2 level 60 appropriate spots shown in this video. The first spot today is available mostly to Alliance members at level 25 and over. Located in Western Wetlands, here you're going to be grinding medium leather off of modeled razor moths and modeled scythe moths. These guys also drop raptor eggs and some trash loot, and those eggs can be cooked and that trash loot can be sold for some extra coin. This spot is widely considered one of the most popular spots for grinding at this level, but that doesn't mean the spot is worth passing on. The respawn time around these guys is extremely short, and even if you're sharing the spot with someone, you're rarely going to run out of mobs to kill when you're here. These guys are one of the most grinded creatures at this level range, mostly due to their short respawn time, decent loot table, and small chance to drop a variety of rare items. At this level, the raptors here also give a pretty fine return on XP, so you'll be leveling at a steady rate while raising your skinning level, and you'll be making some decent gold at the same time. You're looking at making approximately 10 gold per hour at this level 25 to 26 range if medium leather is selling for 1 gold per stack on your server. Our next spot is located in the Hillsbrad foothills and is grindable at about level 30. Located north in Hillsbrad, here you're going to be grinding medium leather off of cave yetis. These guys go down easy, they're humanoids, they drop coin, and they have a fantastic respawn rate. I found that this spot was much less popular than the raptors, but it still has a few fairly important things we have to talk about. The first important thing that has to be mentioned is that obviously this is a neutral grinding spot, which means it's available to both the Horde and the Alliance. This also means PvP is possible here, but you're rarely going to see people doing much here other than maybe mining, and they're not usually looking for a fight anyway. One of the things you're going to have to consider is whether or not you're going to be able to go into this cave, and if your level is appropriate enough to even try to go into the cave. At level 30, you're going to be able to grind and kill the cave yetis outside the cave, but you may have some trouble fighting the ferocious yetis consistently until the level 31-32 area. Anyway, as mentioned previously, these yetis drop coin and can be skinned for medium leather. They respawn quickly, and they can drop some extra trash loot, which can be vendored for a pretty nice amount. If you're grinding here at level 30, you're going to get your fill of XP, as well as gold at about 10 gold per hour if medium leather is selling at 1 gold per stack on the auction house. If you've got mining, this is going to be a great spot to get a few resources while you're here, since iron, tin, and even mithril can all be found here. Our next spot is going to require you to be about level 35 and is located in the Swamp of Sorrows. Located west in the swamp, here you're going to be grinding heavy leather off of swamp jaguars. If you watched my other gold making videos, you'll know that I've mentioned this spot several times, since these guys are an excellent source of income via vendoring. As a skinner though, you're looking at making even more gold per hour, based on your server's economy of course. Now in my server I was seeing like 1.5 gold per stack for heavy leather, so I was making a decent chunk of change here. But after checking a few other servers' economies, I know that heavy leather is not always selling at its best. Still, as mentioned previously, this is a great spot to level your skinning and make gold, since the loot table is fantastic for vendoring, and this doesn't really rely on your server's auction house to be successful. The skinning is just extra, really. Now, if you're leveling here, you're also going to get a great return of XP per hour on top of the gold you'll be making. And these things spawn all over the place and have a great respawn rate, so you shouldn't really run out of things to kill. With the heavy leather, thick leather, and vendoring you'll be doing with these guys, you're looking at approximately 15 gold per hour on a good day, but this can vary by 2 to 4 gold per hour based on how well or how shitty heavy leather is doing on your server. Next up, at about level 43, you can hit up Feralas to farm some hippogriffs. In this southern area of Feralas, you'll be grinding Frey Feather hippogriffs, as located on the map here, for heavy and thick leather. As a skinner, you'll make a decent amount of gold, as they also drop 2 quite useful items you can auction off at a great rate on most servers. One of the awesome items that these Frey Feather mobs drop is the vibrant plumes. These items can sell in the auction house for almost 1 gold per stack, or higher in many servers, and the cost of this item is going to go up as the Darkmoon Fair approaches. When you farm here, you would expect some competition, but I noticed a long time ago though that Feralas is generally less competitive than most of the other neutral zones out there, like STV or Daenerys. Now, not only do these hippogriffs drop the plumes, but they also drop plenty of trash loot that is vendorable for a very decent coin. Combining all of this with the leathers you're going to be getting off these guys, you're looking at about 25 gold per hour here, easily. You'll also find yourself getting some decent XP, and you may even make more gold if you save your plumes till the Darkmoon Fair shows up. At level 50, we can jump on over to Fellwood to kill some bears and wolves in a nice remote spot. Specifically, you'll be heading up this northern area of Fellwood, where you'll be killing Angerclaw Grizzlies, mainly, and Fellpaw Ravagers when you see them. This spot's going to be another great source of gold as you get to higher levels, although it's a little bit more contested than other spots in this video due to the value of these mobs. Sort of similar to our last spot, these Angerclaw Grizzlies have a pretty valuable item every once in a while, which adds a great deal when you consider the regular skinning and the regular vendoring you're going to make off these guys. Basically, these Grizzlies can be skinned for Warbear leather, which I've seen sell for like 5 gold a stack, and that's actually kind of on the low side of things. The biggest issue with this spot is that the bears are not in dense enough groups though, so that means you're going to have to fill in the gaps with the wolves in this area, and you can't find a bear to kill. As for the wolves themselves, nothing really interesting going on here, but they do have a similar vendor loot value to the bears, and are also able to be skinned for rugged leather and thick leather pretty consistently. All in all, in this area, I was looking at between like 35-40 gold per hour when there was no one around to gank me or to compete with me. You'll also make some pretty decent XP around the level 50 mark here, but as this is Fellwood, I actually found it wasn't super uncommon to see players pop up once in a while. Alternatively, if Fellwood is crowded, I do have another spot you can try to hit up, at level 50, and despite this spot being in Stranglethorn Vale, there wasn't many times I ran into players in this spot while researching for this video. On this little island in southeastern STV, you can find Skymane Gorillas, who mostly offer a modest value, but are at a safe location overall. With less competition and just less issues overall in this spot, this is one of the most consistent spots in this video, even if it's not one of the most valuable. As I mentioned previously, there isn't anything too exciting about this spot, but it is a very safe and reliable spot at this level range to farm thick leather and rugged leather. You're looking at approximately 30 to 35 gold per hour here, with slight room for error based on the auction prices of thick leather and rugged leather. Next, we're going to talk about the 2 level 60 spots for skinning. As mentioned previously, I just want to mention again, part 2 of this video is going to feature more level 60 spots for skinning. But as this profession is generally considered best to take advantage of while leveling, I figured I'd create this video first. Stay tuned and subscribe for part 2 of this video, which will feature many more awesome spots for farming skinning at level 60. Our first level 60 spot is up in the hinterlands. I'm warning you in advance, this is probably one of the most popular spots in the entire game for gold farming. Specifically, you're going to be hitting up the east coast of the hinterlands, where you're going to be killing saltwater snapjaws. This spot is an excellent and kind of consistent source of gold, with a few nice bonuses if you can find a way to hog this spot without getting killed. Now, I said before that this is one of the most popular spots at level 60 for farming easy gold. But why is it so popular, you're probably wondering? Well, these guys are easy to kill. They can be skinned for lots of thick and rugged leather, as well as turtle scales. But most noteworthy is that these guys drop big mouth clams. That's right, if you follow my videos, you'll know that these little guys can be a fantastic boost to your gold per hour when you open them up and they drop golden pearls. So what's the deal with golden pearls? Are these really that valuable? And if so, why are they so valuable? Well, they're used to craft pretty rare items, and they can only be obtained by opening big mouth clams. Big mouth clams themselves are a pretty bullshit lottery, but can be very profitable when they do work in your favor. On top of these turtles making you some basic gold per hour, just from vendoring and skinning, getting a golden pearl can multiply your gold income dramatically. Hence why you want to open these big mouth clams and cross your fingers for those golden pearls. This is a pretty remarkable spot, and I've gotten some amazing results in the spot, making between like 40 to 50 gold per hour just using skinning and vendoring these great items, and then getting the very elusive golden pearl once in a while. I've seen people make even more gold with classes such as the mage or the hunter and just wrecking these guys in large groups. Since you're here at level 60 though, you shouldn't have too many issues with taking hits from these guys in groups, although you may want to worry about other players if you're on a PvP server. A final note about this spot is that even if you have the worst luck in the world, you never get any golden pearls, get no BOEs, nothing like that, you're still going to make a raw like 25 to 30 gold per hour here just by your skinning and your vendoring. The last spot today in Winter Spring is one I don't think is super popular, therefore I consider it more reliable. While researching these grinding videos, I rarely saw players show up here, and even if they did, many will stay outside the cave unless they're mining. Specifically, you're going to be hitting up this eastern cavern in Winter Spring and killing ice thistle yetis. If you watch my videos enough, you've probably noticed I really love farming yetis. The fact that they drop coin, they generally aren't very sought after, and they can be skinned are all very awesome to me. These guys are great if you're trying to make gold. The reason I've chosen ice yetis today is that they're simply one of, if not the best mob to skin the most rugged leather and thick leather. I wouldn't necessarily call these guys the biggest money makers in the game, since technically their loot table is pretty small. This spot is generally better for someone leveling up in the high 50s because of the XP. That being said though, if rugged leather and thick leather are doing well on your server, this is a spot you definitely want to farm in because there's still an astounding source of income, especially around Dark Moon Fair time. These ice yetis have a very high drop rate for rugged leather. I've gotten between 40 and 50 drops for rugged leather in just an hour from these guys, due to the high respawn rates, low HP, and low armor. With those drops on my server, a stack of rugged leather was going for a rough price of about 4 gold, but then when the Dark Moon Fair comes in, once again, you are looking at higher valuable items. The Rugged Armor Kit and Heavy Armor Kit quests at the Dark Moon Fair tend to almost double the value of these items at times. So in the best case from what I've seen myself, is you could be looking at up to 60 or 70 gold per hour. The reality of the situation though is that with skinning, vendoring, and a little bit of coin that these guys give, without the Dark Moon Fair, I was looking at an average of between 50 and 60 gold per hour. I'm not the kind of guy though who's going to exaggerate and say this will always happen for you, because this is completely based on the value of heavy leather and rugged leather. Dark Moon Fair or not, always check your auction house for the current going rate of these two leathers before dropping into this farm. Anyway, that's the end of the video, and if you sat through the entire thing, thank you. I know it was a long one, but there's a lot of information I really wanted to pack into this one. These two level 60 spots are very good, they're appropriate, but I've got ideas for other skinning spots at level 60 that are more consistent and more private. If you are interested in those other level 60 skinning spots, let me know in the comments below. The next video I make will probably focus more on just gold making or a different profession, since this took a long time for me to make and I'm kind of sick of skinning at this point. But part 2 is going to come out, don't worry, with solely level 60 appropriate spots for skinning, so stay subscribed for that. With the spots I've shown you today, you should be able to make a ton of gold with skinning, but if the spots are contested, don't worry. I have many other videos for gold farming, and you can find those on my channel. If gold videos are what you're looking for, please make sure you subscribe to me, because I have even more awesome stuff coming up that's going to help players out a lot. Let me know in the comments below what you might want to see in future videos when it comes to gold farming or professions or classes or whatever. Thank you again for checking out my videos, and make sure to like them if they helped you out. This has been Brian7474. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.
Construct Productions. Hey.